What's going on, everybody? RJ Ochoa here from SB Nation's bloggingtheboys.com. Hope all is well wherever you are. We hope you're happy, safe, healthy, and that you're pumped because we can now make our plans for the 2022, I was going to say like football season, but it's really the year, like the part of the year before football season. Really doesn't matter, but an important thing happened on Thursday afternoon/evening. The NFL officially released the schedule, the 2022 schedule for the entire league, the entire season, which of course includes our Dallas Cowboys. Let's go ahead and get into it. All of the advantages, all of the disadvantages, and everything you need to know. So you are looking at the 2022 Dallas Cowboys schedule. You can see this at bloggingtheboys.com all across our social media properties. I'm taking myself off the screen because I just want to break it down all the way through. Let's just kind of go through it. All right, weeks 1 through 18. Buccaneers at home, Bengals at home, Giants on the road. That's on Monday Night Football. Washington at home, the Rams and Eagles back-to-back on the road, so one side of the country to the other. Then you get home games against the Detroit Lions and Chicago Bears before the bye. The bye actually sandwiches the NFC North this year because you come out of it, you face the Green Bay Packers on the road at Lambeau Field. We found out about that game earlier in the week. You get the Minnesota Vikings on the road. That game is, in a cold environment, but it's still indoors. That's the benefit of the Minnesota Vikings' new stadium. You get the Giants at home. You see right there in week 12 that is on Thanksgiving Day. The Cowboys now 6 times, the last 6 times in a row that the Cowboys Thanksgiving Day game has been on Fox, as it is this year. The Cowboys have played an NFC East rival. Week 13, the Cowboys stay at home and host the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday Night Football. Not a back-to-back Thursday game for the Cowboys after Thanksgiving like we've seen so many years in the past. Then you stay in the AFC South. The Houston Texans at home. The Jacksonville Jaguars on the road in Duval County. Then you come back Christmas Eve. That's a Saturday, just so you know, against the Philadelphia Eagles. And then you're on the road. Week 17, the penultimate week of the regular season, your second short week for the Dallas Cowboys. Thursday, December 29th, against the Tennessee Titans in Nashville. That game is on Amazon. It's not simulcast. It is specifically, exclusively, primarily, and only on Amazon Prime. You're going to have that to watch that game. We're going to go over that when we get to that week, but that's a long ways from now. And then we'll finish up the regular season, of course, on the road against the Washington Commanders. That game will either be January 7th or January 8th, depending, obviously, on the circumstances of the NFL, which games are interesting, which are not. You know how the NFL likes to, leave the games with the highest levels of implication for the very end. So, okay, let's take a breath. Let's think about this. What do we like? What are the things that we're supposed to look for? Where are the advantages? Where are the disadvantages? What are the cute little intricate details that I can tell my friends about? Well, let's put this back up on the screen. So, I'm going to be straight with you. That first column, those first 6 games, yikes. Ay caramba. Those are going to be tough. All right, let's look at those things. All right, you've got Tampa and Cincinnati at home. You get back-to-back home games to start the season for the Cowboys. That's a very good thing. But in totality, those 6 games, 3 of them are against division rivals. And obviously, one or you get each game, or excuse me, goodness gracious. We have a lot of content coming out. I've spoken a lot today. You have one game against all of your division rivals, all 3 of them in that first 6-game stretch. That's 3 of those 6 games. The other 3 games, 2 of them happen to be against the teams who played in the Super Bowl last year. So you obviously get the winner in the Rams and the loser in the Bengals, and that will bring, by the way, Chidobe Awuzie and Lyle Collins back to town. And the only other game of that 6-game stretch isn't a team who was in the Super Bowl last year, isn't a division rival. It just so happens to be the team who won the Super Bowl 2 years ago, who happens to be quarterbacked by the greatest player of all time in Tom Brady. I think right now we can say conservatively, if the Cowboys are 3-3 or 4-2 after this first 6-game stretch, which I think is very doable, I think they'll beat the Giants and the Commanders easy. Papitas, baby. They'll probably beat the Eagles because, nobody's scared of Jalen Hurts. And then say they beat the Bengals. I'm a little bit down on the Bengals this year. That's 4-2 through those first 6 games. But after that, this is what's so important. After that, it gets so easy. And that's why I'm taking this off for a second, because from week 7 on, and that's what we have to identify here, from week 7 on, which is basically November football for the Dallas Cowboys, or almost November football, from week 7 on, it is among the friendliest schedules that the Dallas Cowboys have had this century. Let's get back and look at this, all right? Week 7, the Dallas Cowboys will host the Detroit Lions and then the Chicago Bears back-to-back weeks. Both of those games at noon. Interesting, you get the Cowboys-Lions game on CBS. That's a bit of a rare sort of thing, but then you look at the other situations that have kind of unfolded across the NFL with different broadcasting rights and whatnot. But, those are 2 wins, right? And then you get the bye. And that bye comes at such an important time because you go to Green Bay after that. You go to Lambeau Field. And first of all, it's not going to be too terribly cold at Lambeau Field in mid-November. It's going to be chilly. Don't get me wrong. You're going to need a nice half zip, right? Maybe you need a hot chocolate or something, the warm tea, whatever. But it is not going to be the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. So that is a big win in of itself. But you get a bye right before that. And in case you're thinking about it, looking and leaving us right here, no, don't move anywhere. The Green Bay Packers do not have a bye. The Green Bay Packers have a game before the Cowboys game. The Cowboys do not. The Cowboys have an extra week of rest and, more importantly, preparation before they go and take on their kryptonite in Aaron Rodgers. They go and try to get their third win ever at Lambeau Field. That's right. The Cowboys have only won twice at the most holiest cathedral in all professional football, that is Lambeau Field. But something important from week 7 on, all right? From week 7 on, and look at this, the middle column, the column on the right. From week 7 on, the Dallas Cowboys will be outdoors 3 times. 3 times. That's it. That's just 3 times. They will be outdoors 3 times. That's such an important thing when you talk about weather and how it affects football, et cetera, et cetera. And the 3 outdoor games are not all too intimidating. We already talked about Green Bay. That's November 13th. Then you go to Jacksonville. Of all the places that you can play outdoors in on December 18th, at the very top of that list, it is certainly in Duval County. So that's barely an outdoors game. Obviously, look, Tennessee on December 29th, it will be chilly, right? Like we're talking, parkas and beanies, and that's not even hot chocolate. That's like you get the water bottle heater thing and you put in your jacket. You need the mittens and the hotties and the snow boots and all that stuff. It will be cold. And Derrick Henry is a fantastic player when it's cold. And something I talked about in the podcast we did over on the Blog of the Boys podcast network is I wonder if Malik Willis will be playing for the Titans at that point in time, because we're talking about it's the penultimate week of the regular season. If Malik Willis is going to unseat Ryan Tannehill at some point this season, it is seemingly going to happen before the second to last week of the regular season, right? Like, it's like Malik Willis isn't making his first start in week 18 unless the Titans have secured the 1 seed, and it's a situation like that. So it might not be Ryan Tannehill. It might be Malik Willis, but that is the coldest game that the Dallas Cowboys are going to be playing all year long. Before that, though, something important. The Cowboys get 3 home games in a row. You got the New York Giants at home on Thanksgiving Day, the Indianapolis Colts at home on Sunday Night Football, the Houston Texans at home right after that, and then, yes, you go to Duval County, but then you come home and you get the Philadelphia Eagles. You have 4 games at home in a 5-week stretch. That is such a massive thing. That is a great piece of just kind of coincidence for the Cowboys. And if you're wondering, like, how's this possible? Like, how is the weather working out so great for the Cowboys? I'm starting to buy what RJ's selling. It's because of that first column. In week 3, the Cowboys go to New York for Monday Night Football. They go to Philadelphia in week 6. Those are 2 annual trips that the Cowboys have to take every single year, as they are division rivals with the Giants and the Eagles. And they get their road trips with the Giants and the Eagles done, out of the way by the night of October 16th. That is so unheard of when it comes to the Cowboys. The NFL loves to save one of those games for mid-December, late December, and we get those kind of, those afternoon cold games in December in New York, or those night cold games in December in week 17 for the Eagles and Cowboys in Philadelphia like last year. So that is a big, big, big boost in terms of the Cowboys' potential this season. When you look at, again, let's put it back up here, because those first 6 games, if the Cowboys can get out of that stretch, that's it. Let's kind of play this out. Let's be a little bit conservative, right? Let's be fair to the process. Say they split those first 2 games. I think it's very fair to assume that they lose to the Buccaneers. They are 0-6 all time against Tom Brady, and say they beat the Bengals, right? So they're 1-1. And they win those next 2 games. So now there's 3-1. We're starting to cook with some gas a little bit. They lose in LA. They're brought back down to earth. They're humbled. Okay, that sucked. They're 3-2. And then they beat the Eagles. And on the road, it's a big time win, whatever. So you're 4-2. All right, great. You get 2 easy games against the Lions and the Bears. And you say that, and seasons change. One of these teams could be the Broncos of last year and kind of catch us all by surprise. But in all likelihood, you're assuming they win those 2 games. They're 6-2. Say they're 5-3, right? Like, that's the worst case scenario, is they're 5-3 by the bye. They're going to lose one of those games coming after it, though. The Packers or Vikings games, they will lose one of those 2, so that puts them at 6-4. And then I don't think it's inconceivable to say they win those 3 in a row. Giants, Colts, Texans, all at home. That would put them at 9-4, maybe 10-4 if they win in Jacksonville, and then 11-4 if they beat the Eagles. And so they could. I really think we're looking at a situation where the Cowboys are headed to Nashville with 10 or 11 wins already under their belt, and that's such a big time thing when you're talking about this season, how important it is for the Cowboys. Cowboys. It works out. Obviously, they have 6 games against the NFC East. They have 4 games against the AFC South. And their toughest one is the Titans, who happen to come in the penultimate week of the regular season. And, if you care about the primetime sort of thing, the Cowboys did hit the maximum of primetime games. They have 3 games on Sunday Night Football. The new look Sunday Night Football with Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, and Melissa Stark. They've got the Buccaneers, the opening game of the season. So that's back-to-back years, week 1, Cowboys and Buccaneers. By the way, Dallas has opened as 2.5-point underdogs for that game, according to our friends at DraftKings Sportsbook. But that's their first Sunday Night Football game. Their second is the Eagles game in week 6. And their third, we have to wait 7 weeks until they host the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday Night Football on NBC. So that's 3 Sunday Night Football games. They do visit the New York Giants on Monday Night Football, and then they visit the Tennessee Titans. That is technically prime time, even though it's on Amazon Prime. It is literally prime time. That is Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. And something that I think is cool, maybe you don't care about this, but look, I'm obviously in the content creation business when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. I have a family. I have to deal with the Cowboys playing on Thanksgiving every single year. It's, it is what it is. We all like it. We've all adjusted to it, but the Dallas Cowboys do not play on Christmas Day this year. No. In fact, let's put this up one more time. Christmas Day is a Sunday, just so you are aware, which means New Year's Day is a Sunday. But the Cowboys will be playing on Saturday, December 24th. And that's an important detail because, yes, they are playing on a short week going from week 16 to 17, but they're not going Sunday to Thursday. They're going Saturday to Thursday, which is, again, something that kind of just helps offset that. It does suck that the Cowboys have to play on 2 short weeks independent of one another this season. But so Cowboys play on Saturday, Christmas Eve, and then they do not play on New Year's Day. No. The Cowboys will be playing on Thursday, December 29th. They will be home with their 11th, 12th win of the season. By New Year's Day, when Auld Lang Syne is happening and you're eating the grapes and the black-eyed peas or whatever, the Cowboys could have 12 wins already on the season, and we're getting ready. We're celebrating 2023. Bring on the future, the Dallas Cowboys winning Super Bowl number 6. But in all seriousness, this is the path. If the Cowboys are to win the Super Bowl this season, we have just been given the map. We are Harry Potter. Fred and George have handed it to us, and what is it that they say? I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good. That's what we just did. I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good. Boom. Now mischief managed. Boom. I did not mean to put that up there quite yet. We are not done with this video. If it isn't obvious, I have a lot of blood, a lot of caffeine and coffee swirling through my system because it is schedule release day. It's a very exciting time. I know that some people think it's cheesy. I know some people think, I can't believe the NFL makes a big deal with the schedule. We already knew who they were playing. It is a big deal. We're obsessed with this. We love this. We love the Dallas Cowboys. We wait all year long to find this out because, look, you're probably taking a trip to one of these games. Whether it's at home, whether it's on the road, you are probably sitting there watching this, planning on going to one of these games, and you were waiting for this moment to be able to plan it. So congratulations to you. Wherever you're going, I hope you have an incredible time. You're definitely going to see the Cowboys win, and the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl. That's how I feel right now. Optimism is maybe for me at the highest point it has been all offseason long, which is why I'm so excited. This schedule really does lend well to them. You can make a case that their hardest games of the season, let's put that back up here, are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Green Bay Packers. I am in no way disrespecting the Los Angeles Rams, but, we don't know what they're going to be. We don't know what they're going to look like. The Rams almost didn't even make it to the Super Bowl. The Rams almost blew it to the Buccaneers. They almost blew it to the San Francisco 49ers. If not for Jaquiski Tartt dropping an interception, the Rams are not the defending Super Bowl champions. So you can make an argument that the 2 most difficult games of the season for the Dallas Cowboys are week 1 against the Buccaneers and week 10 against the Green Bay Packers. And what is important about those 2 games is the Cowboys have an enormous amount of time to prepare for those. Obviously, you have between now and week 1 to prepare for the Bucs, and then you have an extra week to prepare for the Packers. They do not have that. If you're somebody who thinks that the NFL has it out for the Cowboys, Roger Goodell hates them, he hates Jerry Jones, blah, blah, blah. The NFL just gave the Cowboys an enormous advantage for a game that could be huge as far as playoff ramifications in the NFC are concerned, what with the seeding between the Cowboys and the Packers. All right. Cowboys going 17-0. I have decided, and I'm excited about it. So, what do you think about the 2022 Dallas Cowboys schedule? 16-1, maybe, for being a little bit fair. I would love to hear what you have to say. My name is RJ Ochoa. You can hit me up on Twitter or Instagram at RJ Ochoa. My DMs are open if you have a longer comment you wish to share. I am on TikTok now. I am a TikToking fool. Somebody had RJ Ochoa taken, and I am so mad about that. But RJ.Ochoa is where you can find me on the double T. If email is more your thing, you can hit me up, RJ.Ochoa at SBNation.com. People, It's not quite football season. Like we're not even halfway through the offseason, which I know is depressing. But we're getting there. We're one day closer. We got to get better one day at a time, baby. Let's be better tomorrow than we were today. That is the goal, the Jason Garrett way. I love you all. Dallas Cowboys winning the Super Bowl. Have a great day. Have the best day of all time. You know why? Because you deserve it. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. See you next time.